Welcome back to another Black Ops 4 video. Today I'm sharing my top 6 best class setups that you should be using after the 1.18 update. So it's that time again, guys. We popped in our Black Ops 4 disc and we got a huge update. So these are the 6 best class setups that I feel that you should be using in order to dominate and have the upper hand no matter what situation it is. I'm going to be providing weapons that are great on larger maps, medium maps, and small maps as well. In addition, different play styles, whether you want to be stealthy or you want to flank or you want to play aggressive. So I got a little bit of everything that suits everybody, and I will include some bonus class setups. So the bonus class setups that I provide will be some substitutes if you do not have the DLC weapons. Before we get into the video, guys, make sure you are subscribed, because sometimes YouTube will put me in your recommendations and you'll watch my videos and you don't even know that you're subscribed or not. So make sure you go to my channel and the subscribe button is grayed out. That's how you know you're subscribed to me, and you want to help me grow. It would really mean a lot to me, guys. I'm almost at 70,000 subscribers. It would be amazing if we could hit that. And take a look at this analytics right here. About 63% of you guys are not subscribed. So if you're watching my videos and you're a big fan and you support the channel, definitely drop me a subscription and let me know down below that you have joined the Turbo Nation. Oh, and one other thing before we get into the class setups, there were no real winners or losers with this 1.18 update. No major weapon tuning whatsoever. So there wasn't any major buffs or nerfs that I have to cover. So I'm just putting out there that, like I said earlier in the video, these are the best class setups that you should be running no matter what kind of situation, playstyle, or map that you're playing on. So these will be some very good class setups to choose from. So let's talk about the Tiger Shark here now. The Tiger Shark is one of the DLC weapons. It's a weird type of weapon. It feels like an SMG because you're able to rush with it. It's kind of like a hybrid type of weapon, which is very uncharacteristic for an LMG because of how mobile it is and the type of attachments it comes with. It almost doesn't even feel like an LMG, which is why I really like this weapon. Also, the fact that it is super accurate. I like to call it the ICR's bigger brother. It just basically steamrolls through the enemies. I'm going to be coming out with a live gameplay soon showcasing how I use the Tiger Shark exactly, so stay tuned for that. So for the class setup for optics, I'm using reflex sight. I don't really like the iron sights on the Tiger Shark, so I'm just using the reflex sight. You could use the elo sight. It doesn't matter. It's your preference, whatever. Then I'm using stock for more mobility because it will give you an upper hand in those gunfights when you're strafing left and right and you're trying to mimic the enemy's movement in those longer range type of gunfights. You will definitely have the upper hand when you're utilizing that type of movement and technique. Then I got fast mags because we want to be able to reload our weapon a lot faster. Then I got laser sight. Laser sight is super important on this gun. Like I said earlier, this gun reminds me of an SMG type of weapon, so I'm going to be rushing with it just a little bit. So in those close quarter combat type of engagements, laser sight is going to come in handy. When you do put this attachment on, it is definitely going to make a world of a difference in helping you win those close quarter gunfights. All right, now moving on to Comsec device. So this one will help us earn our score streaks a lot faster at a discounted rate. If you really want to maximize earning your score streaks a lot faster, you could have a couple options. For me personally, I would either run Crash or the Seraph Specialist. Lately I've been using Seraph just because I've been using Crash way too much. I just want to do something different. But if you're the kind of player that struggles to get score streaks, I definitely recommend using Crash, because when you activate his tac boost, it will give you a lot of points that will contribute towards your score streaks. But if your accuracy is okay, I would highly recommend using Seraph because she can pull out her little pistol and you can get those one-shot kills all over the map. And with her tac deploy beacon, when you put it down, every time your teammates die and they respawn, you'll get 30 points towards your score streaks. And we don't need to use Crash if you want to go the Seraph route, because we got Scavenger on this class setup just so we can replenish our ammo and keep using the same weapon. Then we got Gung Ho so we can fire our weapon a lot faster from sprinting. Then we got Dead Sounds because I do not like to hear my own footsteps, or I want the enemy to hear mine. That's the Tiger Shark class setup, guys. Just a disclaimer, I'm not going to go over every single attachment or perk in this video just for the sake of keeping the video short and simple, because I am using a lot of the same crutch perks and attachments and I don't want to have to repeat myself, so you better pay attention the first time. All right, so for my next class setup, I got the Vapor class setup. Now I like this class setup a lot if I'm trying to remain stealthy. The cool thing about it is that even if I put a suppressor on it, it does not affect the weapon's viability at all. This thing still shreds. And for me personally, I usually turn to suppressor setups when I'm trying to go on high streaks and I'm trying to remain undetected, or I'm going against full parties with Master Prestiges on the other team and they're doing a lot of communicating. So let's go over the class setup real quick. We got suppressor, then we got rapid fire and high caliber, and we got stock. Rapid fire and high caliber is definitely a must on this class setup. It's going to reduce the time to kill dramatically, and you will find yourself melting your enemies a lot quicker. Then we're using Comsec device. Now this, we're going to pair it up specifically with the crash specialist because we are not using a perk 1. Normally I would put on scavenger here. Since we're using all of these attachments right here, we cannot add another point to put another perk. So I'm going to sacrifice scavenger and I'm going to use the crash specialist. So when we need ammo, we're going to put down his ammo crate at the most opportune times. We're not going to put it down right away as soon as we get it. You want to keep an eye on how much ammo you have left, and then you want to deploy his ammo crate at the right time. Then we got gung ho and dead silence. So this is my suppressor stealth vapor class setup, guys. This one absolutely goes hard in the paint. I absolutely love it. Next class setup is my alternate stealth class setup. I would say it's a very close competition between this one and the vapor. The KN I really like a lot. It's a very viable weapon as well. So let's go over the class setup real quick. We got hybrid mags, which is going to enable us to reload our weapon a lot faster, and it comes with extra ammo in it. Then we got stock, so we can remain evasive in those gunfights like I was saying earlier. When you strafe left and right, you make yourself a much harder target to kill. Then we got rapid fire and suppressor. Then I got Comsec device, gung ho, and dead silence. So pretty much almost the same exact setup as my vapor setup. You cannot go wrong with the Rampart 17. The Rampart 17 is definitely a top 5 gun in the game as far as melting others and just being the most viable weapon in any kind of situation, whether it's long range, medium, or short. The Rampart is definitely up there in my opinion. So we got double high caliber here. Then we got fast mags and grip. It is a melt machine. I believe with high caliber 1 and 2, it makes it a 2 to 3 shot kill, which is absolutely amazing. Then I got fast mags, so we can reload a lot faster, and grip to control that recoil. Then I got stim shot because we are playing a little bit more aggressive. So you want to be able to heal yourself a lot more quicker so you can get back in action right away. Then for perk 1, we don't have any perks here, so we're going to be using crash on purpose again, like I said before, so we can replenish our ammo at the right times. Then I got gung ho and dead silence, and if you do want another perk here, you could always just switch it out for whatever you want. Mix and match the setup however you want it, but as far as the attachments go, this is definitely a staple for me, and I highly recommend you guys try this out. Then we got the Maddox RFB. This is my second aggressive class setup. So the Maddox is definitely one of those weapons that can perform very high if you use it correctly. Now what I mean is forcing yourself to engage in medium to close range type of engagements, because at long range this gun is not very good, but the fire rate is so high that when you're purposely engaging in closer gunfights, it will definitely melt the enemy. So I got the elo sight for the optics. Then I got double quick draw. So what this allows us to do is it enables us to be able to snap onto our targets a lot faster. Just tune into any professional Call of Duty match, you'll see the players, they're always like spamming the trigger that allows you to aim in, and what that allows them to do is that allows them to have the upper hand on the enemy whenever they're in their line of sight. They'll just put their crosshairs in areas where they know there's going to be enemies. Then once an enemy does pass through their crosshairs, they're already aimed in and it snaps onto the enemy, and they usually get the kill. That's why the pros use this setup, because of this 2 attachments right here, as well as stock. Stock is super important on the Maddox, but having stock is again vital to winning those gunfights. Then again, we're using stim shot because we are playing more aggressive, and I got scavenger, gung ho, and dead silence. So that's the cool thing about this class setup. I'm able to use scavenger, so this setup overall feels a lot more complete because of that. So moving on to our next class setup right here, this is the Damon 3XB, another aggressive class setup. Man, I gotta tell you, if you don't have this gun, you are definitely missing out. Like I said, you gotta grind those tiers for those DLC weapons, because this weapon right here is just so unfair. It's so overpowered. It's an SMG, and we all know SMGs in this game are not that viable compared to the likes of tactical rifles or assault rifles in this game. But the Damon 3XB definitely shines. I would definitely put it in the top 3 category of the most overpowered weapons in the game. Now let me show you why, guys. High caliber 1 and high caliber 2. Then we got hybrid mags and rapid fire. Mainly high cal 1 and high cal 2 makes this gun a melt machine. It's an absolute laser from any distance, which is why I included it in this top 6 class setup. Then on top of that, we got hybrid mags. So what more can you ask for in an overpowered setup is the fact that you're able to rush super hard with this gun. You can take down enemies from distance, you can melt them super quick, and you can reload faster, and it'll come with more ammo in it as well. So that's absolutely amazing in my opinion. Then we got stim shot because we are playing aggressive. No perk 1, so I I am going to be using Crash to replenish our ammo. Then we got Gung Ho and Dead Silence. So that's it for the top 6 class setups, guys. I am going to transition now to show you guys a few alternate setups for those who do not have any of these DLC weapons. All right, so my honorable mention class setup, if you don't have either of the DLC weapons, is the ICR-7. You cannot go wrong with the ICR-7. Like I said earlier, the Tiger Shark is like the big brother to the ICR. Absolutely no recoil. The ICR has absolutely no recoil as well. It is a laser beam. And for the attachments, I'm using reflex sight. Then we got double grip and then quick draw. So this is optional if you want. Depending on the players that you're playing against, I would highly recommend FMJ for those people who are using body armor. It seems like nowadays people are using body armor, so FMJ might be a viable attachment to use against these players. But like I said, it's optional. You could put FMJ or you can use quick draw. I personally use quick draw because I like to have speed and the upper hand, and then I like to pair it up with Gung Ho as well. Then we got Scavenger and Dead Silence. All right, so this is my ICR-7 class setup. This one is absolutely godly, a staple in Black Ops 4. All right, so my next honorable mention class setup, man, I love this setup right here, the ABR-223. This setup is an absolute beast. Now let me show you why. So we got ELO, extended mags, stock, and we got the operator mod, the repeater. This one basically turns it into an automatic weapon. As you may or may not know, the ABR-223 is a burst fire weapon, so you have to be very adept with your burst fire trigger finger. But for those who struggle with that, using the repeater mod is definitely going to be the solution for you. And it's great no matter how big the map is or small. Whether you're in close quarter gunfights, you spam that trigger button, you'll definitely take out enemies very, very quickly. I do have a video of this as well on my channel if you guys are interested. It is absolutely amazing. I love this class setup. You guys have to try it out. Perk 1, there's nothing. You got to use Crash with it. Then I got Stim Shot because we are playing more aggressive with it. Then we got Gung Ho and Dead Silence. So my final alternate honorable mention class setup right here. This is a stealth setup, by the way. I really like this setup as far as being stealthy and being able to take down enemies from distance. I would mainly recommend using this on larger maps. This is the Swordfish class setup. Let me tell you why this one absolutely smacks. We got on the reflex sight here. Then we got suppressor to stay stealthy, of course. Then we got hybrid mag so we can reload faster, and the pentaburst operator mod. So this is the reason why I like this class setup. It absolutely shreds. You could literally one burst people. This kills people so fast. If your aim is on point and you hit all of your shots, you'll definitely get one burst every time you hit an opponent. Then we got Stim Shot, nothing in perk 1, so we're using Crash again. Then we got Gung Ho and Dead Silence. You could actually switch Stim Shot for the Comsec device since we are playing stealthy, and you want to pair that up with Crash. You will get your score streaks a lot faster. All right, you guys, so that's the end of today's video. Don't forget to drop a like if you did find it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, if you are not subscribed. Turn on your notifications so you never miss a video from me. I want to see who's part of the notification gang as well. And subscribe if you're new around here. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.